What is up, everyone? How is everyone tonight? We are going to be switching it up, watching some Champions League together. States United is on a hiatus until Sunday, until our next live stream. So guys, let me know how you're doing. I see we have a few viewers. Aaron, you're here early. I hope you're enjoying the new badges next to your name as well. Huge shout out to Mr. Burt, who is another member of the channel, who has created us a new logo, new member badges, and is just an all-around great person. So shout out to Bert. Thanks for those. Really appreciate it. Tonight we are live on, I guess this afternoon for most of you, we are live on YouTube and Twitch. So if you're following us on one, make sure to follow us on the other so that it can help the channel grow. We are going to start to be doing a lot of dual streams to just try and pick up some viewership along the way. John, what's going on? How are you, man? Really appreciate you being here. Yeah. Aaron, I got to be honest, I do all the thumbnails and everything, but I'm not a professional graphic designer, so I'm very happy to have someone as part of the community that can help me out. Also, I just ate a burrito, so let me know if there's anything in my teeth. Nah, we're looking good. We're looking good. What's up, Adam? How's it going, man? Good to hear from you. I feel like I've seen you on last night's stream for States United, but I haven't seen you otherwise. So hope you're doing well. Hope you enjoyed the shore. Maybe that was like a month ago now at this point. But all right, so we're about 10 minutes, 15 minutes from the start of the games. Obviously, Brendan Aaronson is starting against John Brooks. They're both in the starting lineups for Wolfsburg versus Salzburg. So let me get this started as well. Oh, nice. Okay, so it hasn't been that long. Yeah, so we're gonna have the game tracker. Don't you guys worry. We'll set this up here. And I think so, guys. Let me know if this is going to be the best way, or maybe this way, maybe this way. I think we'll keep it at this for now and see how that goes. But also, let's take a look at some of these starting lineups, shall we? I missed you, man. Missed you. Christian Pulisic supposed to be on the bench. I looked on FootMob. I thought he was on the bench as well. Yeah, so he is on the bench. Let's see if we can share this now. Bring up the other screen. So how's everyone doing tonight? Let me know in the chat what's going on in your life. Okay, so this is the Chelsea versus Malmo game. Pulisic is on the bench for Thomas Tuchel. So he has made the bench for the Tukey. I saw some people earlier that were talking about the admin for the Chelsea USA account, that he wasn't being dressed, but he is on the bench, at least on this roster he is. FootMob says, so maybe we can check Google as well. We'll start putting some comments up as well. Yeah, what do you guys think? Salzburg versus Wolfsburg. If Salzburg win this game, I mean, they're essentially through to the next round, to the knockout stages of the Champions League, which is insane. I think they registered the youngest roster ever in a Champions League. So credit to them, man. Brendan Aaronson is yeah, Loftus-Cheek, it seems like he's going to be playing just a pivot role, because this truly is the 3-4-3 that Thomas Tuchel likes to play. None of their strikers are healthy right now. Kai Havertz has played like a 10 kind of false 9 before. Ziyech can play nothing else but a winger. Hudson-Odoi has played left wing back before, but Alonso is that today. So yeah, Loftus-Cheek is playing as a pivot, is playing as an 8 in this. We'll see. I would imagine that if Pulisic is ready to play, he's going to come on for 20 to 30 minutes for Ziyech, depending on the result. If Chelsea's up by a lot, I doubt that they're going to risk Christian Pulisic for more than 5 to 10 minutes. Ben Chilwell, Reece James. I mean, you could do a lot with this lineup and do a lot with the bench to kind of get around putting Pulisic up. So yeah, I do think Pulisic is right here on the bench. This is the confirmed lineup, Adam. So here we can check. Maybe Chelsea Twitter can help us out. Let's check. Guys, make sure to drop in the chat what you're thinking is going to happen in this Wolfsburg-Salzburg game. Does this have subs on it? Okay, yeah. Here, let's check this one out. If you guys can see that screen, it does have Pulisic down here. So Pulisic is on the bench confirmed. On the bench confirmed. I repeat, Pulisic is on the bench confirmed. On the bench confirmed. What's up, Kevin? Hey, everybody out there. Thanks for joining up. Make sure to like the video so more people can find us. Smash that like button. Smash it. Break your keyboard. Break your mouse. Do it all for the channel. Do it all for US soccer. Kevin, how are things in London? Things are going really well. Things are opening up a lot. Vaccination rates are up. All the restaurants are open. We're able to travel as well. So my wife and I have been going around to a ton of English places that we probably wouldn't have gone to without COVID because we would be traveling to broader Europe. But we've been to Bath, which was awesome. Cornwall was amazing. It's kind of like a beach town. And recently we were in York, so we saw the Shambles, which Diagon Alley in Harry Potter is kind of like the influence for. And the monastery there, the church there was amazing. So I'm not religious in any way, but it's so cool to see this old architecture. Things that are 5 times older than anything in the US is pretty cool. Salzburg will win, John says. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I do think Salzburg is going to take the cake here. Mr. Karma Face, what is up? You think Ziyech is going to score a banger? Maybe. He only has bangers in him, so we'll see. Does Aaronson score or assist this game? I really wish, Kevin, I wish that YouTube had gifted memberships by now. I know they just announced that they're going to be doing that this year. But I would want to make a bet with some of you. What's going to happen in this game? If I was a betting man, I would say he's going to have a goal or assist contribution. Maybe like 30 to 40% chance that he has a goal or assist in this game. But we'll see. Whenever I see Aspi instead of Reese, I forget he's a wingback. He's so versatile, and people don't appreciate Azpilicueta. Center back, right wing back, right back, left back. This guy can play in all, what is it? So 4 positions, 5 positions in the back line. And he's been at Chelsea for like almost a decade. I don't think people really appreciate Azpilicueta enough. Azpilicueta. Pulisic needs to play if there's any chance of him making the US roster. We will see. I think even if he doesn't play, if he's available, he's going to be on the US roster. He's too valuable, even if he plays 10 or 20 minutes for the US against Mexico and against Jamaica. This is also a 2-game window, so it's really not a ton of travel. We're in Cincinnati and then we're going to Jamaica. So I do expect Pulisic, even if he doesn't play tonight. They have Burnley on the weekend on the 6th, and then our game against Mexico is on the 11th, I think. So yeah, if he gets any minutes, even if he's just on the bench and he's available, I do think he's going to be on the US roster. Adam, my man, thank you so much for the super chat. You are always bringing the heat in these. If everyone donates, Brendan will score an assist. That's all we can ask for. That's all we can ask for. But thank you, Adam. Thank you so much. Adeyemi versus Brooks foot race at some point, and it's not going to be pretty. It's so weird to me, Gavin, how John Brooks just a year ago or 2 years ago was considered one of the faster center backs in our pool. I think with Miles, especially his recovery ability is just really amazing. So Brooks has definitely left some speed on the table to some of these younger guys, and Chris Richards as well. Anthony, hello. Hi, how are you? What's going on, guys? Really appreciate everyone being here. Games are about to start in a few minutes, so I'll be watching along with you guys, and we have a game tracker as well. Tobis, are there any U.S. fans rooting for John Brooks rather than Aaronson? It's really tough. I mean, I'm hoping for a Brooks masterclass with an Aaronson goal and assist, and I don't know how that can happen because it's offense versus defense. So, I mean, unless something crazy happens, that we're going to have a winner today. If it's a 0-0 draw, then we're going to probably say that Brooks had a good game. So maybe a 0-0 draw with, I don't know, Aaronson having like 5 key passes that should be scored. John, you're a U.S. fan rooting for Salzburg. I mean, I have my New York Red Bull jersey on. That was as close as I could get for Salzburg, and I imagine they're going to be in the red tonight. But Adam, thank you again for the donation, for the super chat. Bert Haynes, everybody. This is the man, the myth, the legend, where you see the new logo, the new member badges was all done by Bert. Thank you so much, Bert. Really appreciate it. Amazing, amazing work. So everybody, make sure to thank Bert for all the work that he did for the channel. But also, do you really expect Areola to start? I think it's genuinely possible. It is genuinely possible for Areola to start. That would make me very sad, especially against Mexico. But in any of the games, I actually think that's the one that's like could easily happen, just because of Greg's love for this man. I think that looks good. Okay, we'll keep it like that. And I need to get my stream set up so I can actually watch these games with you guys. All right, games are about to start in a few minutes. We have 20 people watching. Amazing stuff. Make sure to hit the like button. Guys, we are going to be watching the Wolfsburg versus Salzburg game, which is going to be Brendan Aaronson up against John Brooks. I think they're doing the anthem now, it looks like. And if Pulisic comes on later, maybe Brendan Aaronson is subbed out. We'll see what happens there. But if Pulisic does get subbed on, we'll probably switch over to watch some Chelsea after that. Areola gang, Mr. Karma Face, are you being silly? Are you trolling, or are you actually on the Areola gang? And if you actually are, I need everyone to be respectful of your opinion, but also we need to tell you how wrong you are. November 12th. John, your happy birthday. Happy early birthday. And I hope the US gives you a huge win. Huge win. Can you guys hear the commentary? Just let me know if you can or not. I think that goes against all of the policies, so I need to mute that. But John, happy early birthday. Thanks for joining us. November 12th, the US is going to give you a birthday gift. Vince, what's up, man? How are you? I'm rooting for Leggett to become an orchestral clarinetist or anything really. No relevance to this game, but I'm neutral for that. We'll see how Leggett retires and what happens to him when he leaves soccer. But I don't think he's left quite yet. Guys, make sure to hit the like button. The games are about to start. Coin flip. Salzburg is wearing blue. They've done me dirty. They're wearing blue. I wore my Red Bull jersey for nothing. For nothing. Even Brooks Pace in FIFA and Football Manager took a massive dip the last couple of years. I'm not really sure I believe that he got much slower. That's why I'm not really of the school of thought that he's incredibly slow or anything. I still think he has a lot of pace in him. He's 29, guys. Like, he's not an old fart, especially for a center back. But yeah, he's like 57 pace in FIFA right now. I will also say we have States United obviously going on, the USMNT created club, but my ultimate team is using John Brooks in defense, and he's a good defender in FIFA. Jake, I'm watching Ted Lasso. Kevin, you're saying, are you a fan of the show and AFC Richmond? Of course, man. I've watched all the show. It's one of my wife and I's favorite. My my wife and mine. My wife and I. It's one of our favorite shows. I'm sad that the new season's over now. Um, but yeah, it's. I mean, if you've been watching me at all, you'll know that in general, I'm quite a positive, happy-go-lucky person. So to see that embodied in a show about an American manager of a soccer team, that's pretty like you couldn't get more niche, like perfectly niche for me than Ted Lasso. So yes, I am a fan. I think you will be too. It's just a great show in general as well. But yeah, I mean, Areola started all 3 games in the last World Cup qualifiers, but we'll see. He did have a really nice goal over the weekend. Sad to say, but I think that cemented his place in the team. So what happens next year when Conor Gallagher comes back to Chelsea? Guy was giving Man City the business. Okay, so Conor Gallagher and Billy Gilmore are both going to come back from loan for Chelsea next year. Oh, Salzburg. Wow, big miss. Huge miss. That wasn't blocked, was it? Wow. Yeah, just tried to curl it around the keeper near a post. Couldn't get around it. Yeah, when Conor Gallagher and Billy Gilmore come back, I mean, not like Chelsea needs more fucking reinforcements for their midfield, but they're gonna have 2 more incredible, versatile center midfielders to pair with Jorginho, Kovacic, Conte, Loftus-Cheek now. Ross Barkley even is on this team. I mean, Chelsea is kind of set for the next few years. Adam, you said alert Brooks is playing on the left behind Otavio today rather than centrally, meaning he will likely be matched up more against Aaronson. Um, yeah, it looks like he's playing center back or center left back in the back 3, but we'll see because what's his name? Guilavogi. He's more of a center defensive mid, but maybe he's dropping back into the back line. Javier, what's up, man? Just picked up FIFA 22. What should we first move? Are you playing career mode or are you playing Ultimate Team seasons? Let me know and I'll give you some advice. Okay, nice, Vince. So YouTube won't take me down. I'll still be here. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Tobis. Thanks, Kevin. Wow. Goal for Wolfsburg. Damn. Baku. I mean, that was a really nice move. Kofeld's first Champions League game with Wolfsburg. That's hilarious. Florian Kofeld gets the goal. Wow. Sheesh. Yeah, Salzburg defender needed to be stronger. Goal for Baku and Wolfsburg. That's huge for Wolfsburg, especially at home. If they can get into any form. Damn, look at Baku's eyelashes, bro. That guy has insane eyelashes. Tom, do you think Christian Pulisic should get a call up for the next cycle and get minutes? I do. I think if he's making the bench for Chelsea, even if he's not playing right now, if he's available, uh, a slightly getting back into shape Pulisic is better than anything else that we have, especially with Gio Reyna out as well. So yeah, even if he gets like 10 to 20 minutes off the bench against Mexico, I'm more than happy for him to come onto the roster. The other thing to think about is that this is going to be a 2-game window. It's not a 3-game window this time. So we play at home to Mexico. Nice tackle by Brooks. Nice recovery there to stop the break. But yeah, so the 2-game window is going to be a lot less on tired legs. We're just playing Mexico and Cincinnati and then flying down to Jamaica. So yeah, we should bring Pulisic, but something that we talked about on the podcast before is how Greg really placates to the teams and really tries to build favor for the club teams. But World Cup qualifying is like where you need to spend that favor that you've earned. There's no more important games than World Cup qualifying. So the favor that we have with Chelsea, the favor that we have with Gladbach, if we kind of left Joe Scally there last time, this is when we need to use it. What's up, Football Galaxy? Guys, make sure to check out this guy's channel for if you play like FIFA on mobile. And he also has a Discord, which I need to get more involved in. I'm sorry, man. There's just so much going on right now. Yeah, that Wolfsburg goal was nice. That goal was nice. I mean, Salzburg has never been, yeah, nice defense by Brooks there. He was defending really wide as well. It's good to see. Yo, what's up, JD? Making dinner and listening. Keep it up. Thanks, my man. Dude, JD, your stream earlier with, I think the guy's name was Richard. His speech to fire up the Jamaican team was like literally the best thing I've seen all month. So I feel like you need to clip that and make it its own video because that guy was on fire. That was the best soccer monologue I've seen. Man, I was cracking up at my desk. But thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, man. Let me know what you think about the new membership badges as well. Brendan Aaronson having some nice 1-2s. John Brooks is having a really nice game, and Guilavigi, oh, I need to understand how to say this guy's name. Guilavigi. I thought he was a center defensive mid, but he is playing in the center of the defensive line. Tobis, if we want Pulisic to come off the bench, do we want Chelsea to be uploads or in a tight match? I think probably like a 2-0 for Chelsea is best. I think that gives Pulisic like a 20 minutes where Tuchel can say to him, don't go too hard. We still need you out there to cement our win, but you don't need to go 100% and risk re-injury. I think if they're pushing for a goal, Pulisic will push his body for the team. Although like this wasn't really a muscle injury. This was more of like his ankle just got chopped. So that's a foul on Aaronson. Come on, ref. Okay. But yeah, I think like if they're up by 2 goals with 30 minutes to go, then that's a perfect situation for Pulisic. Gavin, what's going on, man? How are you? Am I in the minority in thinking that Pulisic should stay at Chelsea and train this window? I don't think you're in the minority. And to be fair, like I don't think that's a bad idea. If we were earlier in the cycle, or maybe if we weren't playing against Mexico, I'd say, okay, let's not call him in. But I want him with the team. Again, even if he plays 10 to 15 minutes with the US, that's good minutes for us. And we just need him. We need him for World Cup qualifying. This is the time where, like, as bad as it sounds, we don't need to placate or kind of give the clubs what they want. This is our World Cup qualifying. It's a FIFA window. If the player is healthy and available, then it's up to us to call them in. So yeah, it is two tough matches. We're kind of, ever since the US beat Jamaica, they've had some good results. And it looks like JD can tell us more, but it looks like Andre Gray is going to join this camp. Pinnock is still out, the Brentford defender, but Leon Bailey is back as well. So there's some dangerous teams. And Mexico now with Raul Jimenez and Chucky Lozano is always going to be an issue. Vince, he said, I have the game on TV, but audio off. Viva FIFA America. That said, NISA games are more important than World Cup qualifiers. Doubtful. Gilavogi. Gilavogi? All right, thank you. Gavin. Gilavogi. Yeah, I don't think he should come and play 90 minutes. I don't think he should come and play like 45 minutes even. I just think that he's too valuable to leave off of this. Love me some Salzburg, but Wolfsburg just beat the heck out of Leverkusen team 2-0, and they are at home. This will be a tough match. They caught Salzburg asleep. Yeah, I think Salzburg is coming in with a ton of confidence, whereas Wolfsburg is coming in with a ton of momentum. And I think something that you see in soccer a lot is that when teams get new coaches, they have this huge boost for whatever reason. I think a lot of players are playing, for their starting position. Every position is up in the air when you have a new coach, unless your name is Lionel Messi. Really nice hustle from Brendan Aaronson here to get the ball into the corner. Maybe he can beat his man. No, but wins the throw-in. So yeah, this is actually a good time for Wolfsburg to get back into the Champions League rhythm. I mean, this team is not so unchanged from the best defense in the Bundesliga last year. They still have Lacroix. They still have John Brooks. They still have Mbabu. It's a good team. It's a really good team, and Salzburg can't take that for granted. Tobis, you said, from your experience in England, is the USMNT community more reactionary than other fan bases, or is every club like that? That's a really, really good question and a really interesting one as well. I think the USMNT community, in all honesty, is maybe like slightly above average in terms of reactionary. But I think what's happening right now is that everybody has such different expectations for what this team can do and should do because we're really young. Nice box out by Brooks. Excellent defense there. Salzburg tried to get the swim move on him. Man, John Brooks is having a great game right now, I think, at least. Yeah, I think we're slightly over average in terms of reactionary, but you can't fault us because we don't know how to act right now. On one hand, this team is the most talented that we've ever had by far. We have players that are playing against each other in Champions League, a la right now, in Brendan Aaronson and John Brooks, whereas at the best of times, we maybe had Clint Dempsey in the Europa League, DeMarcus Beasley, maybe Maurice Adu for Rangers was in European football, and maybe when Schalke was in it, Jermaine Jones at the tail end of his career, but we have never had consistency like this, and the pipeline as well. Like the U17 and U20 teams are going to be filled with players in the next few weeks that would have been starting in 2017, 2018. So I think we need to temper our expectations on one hand because we are young and inexperienced. However, I think we need to figure out what the right high expectations are for the amount of talent and the coach that we have. I think we should be doing better than 11 points. Like, I think it's okay to ask more. But in all honesty, I personally don't expect perfection right now, just because we're gonna have bad games. We're gonna have off days because of the age of our players. We just need to build consistency into our game, which is honestly one of the reasons why I love Brendan Aaronson, to bring it back to this game, is he is one of the most consistent players in the USMNT pool. I mean, you might say he's not the best, or he doesn't have the highest ceiling or anything, but he completely and consistently gives you 7 out of 10 and 8 out of 10 performances. One other point to this question before I move on, Tobis, sorry that I took so long to answer this. During the Euros, when England was making it to the final, people were the entire time saying that Southgate is an idiot. Why isn't Southgate playing Jadon Sancho? Why did Southgate start Saka? But it worked. They got to the final. They got to a penalty kick shootout for the final, although that didn't go so well. But in my mind, like, people in England were calling for a coach to be out when they made it to an international tournament final. So we're definitely not the most reactionary, but I just think we're in kind of this flux where hardcore fans that are paying attention know how good this team can be, and casual fans will be happy to see us make the World Cup. Chelsea's dominating possession. Yeah, you guys got to keep me up to date with what's happening in the Chelsea game as well. I'll definitely check in at halftime for how that's going. That will be a question for Mr. JD. He said, so IMAX football guys. Also, if you want to know anything about Jamaica, if you want to know anything about analytics, tactics in soccer or football, make sure to follow this channel right here. JD is one of the best that does it on YouTube. Make sure to go follow him. Give him a subscribe. Seriously. If you subscribe to me, if you like this channel and you want to know more about our CONCACAF opponents, go follow IMAX at Football. Go subscribe to his channel right now. Leon Bailey is listed, but let's see if he can pass a fitness test. Never looked really fit the last time Villa played West Ham United. But that was over the weekend, right? Didn't Bailey play in the weekend? Yeah, Vince, you said Bailey started the weekend. Reggie Cannon isn't dead either. Who knew? Well, he got substituted in the 18th minute, though. So, yeah, maybe they were keeping him in a cage in the basement of the stadium at Boa Vista, but he got injured or got taken out after 18 minutes in his game over the weekend. So I don't think Reggie Cannon is making a comeback for the USMNT. John, you asked me what my day job is. I work in finance. I live in London right now, and I support like a financial advisor team. But the thing that I like about my job, I know a lot of people don't have good opinions about financial advisors, is that everyone that I work with is legally bound by their certifications to act as a fiduciary, which means they have to act in your interest as a client. So I do really enjoy what I do. The people that I work with are amazing. And I like the company that I work for, which is very rare these days. But eventually, I hope that when I move back, I am currently getting my coaching licenses in England. I am also considering getting a scouting license as well, so that when I do come back to the States in a few years, we're currently looking at September of 2023 to come back to the US. I will be able to kind of fully transition into a career in soccer. I'm also coaching a U14 team right now at a soccer school, and that's going really well. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Aaron, you said throw Fabian Johnson in the Champions League, guys. True. Yeah. Gladbach, when they were in the Champions League, I mean, Timothy Chandler, did Frankfurt, I think they were in Europa League a few times. I appreciate the in-depth answer. Also, Tobes rhymes with robes and arachnophobes. Okay. You know why I always say Tobis is because I think that your name is like Tobis Laronis or like Tobis Larone. I don't know. Having it sound the same. Tobis Laronis, but I will call you Tobes. Thank you. Is it Toby? Or is it Tobes? Who did Saka start over in the Euro final? Greenwood. Well, he was playing in the same position as Greenwood, as Sancho, as Rashford. So what's his name? Raheem Sterling as well. So sometimes Raheem Sterling came off the bench for Saka. Saka seemed to be the most in favor winger in Gareth Southgate's team. Kevin, you said hardcore fans also see the issues with Berhalter and his player selection sometimes. Yeah, I completely agree. So I think that's a little bit different from like the reactionary and the expectations, because the hardcore fans, I think we have higher expectations of the team, and we're harsher on the result when it can be blamed on the coach, because we know, like, let's be honest, no matter the results of what's happened so far, Greg Berhalter was a slightly above average MLS coach. There are better coaches in the world than Greg Berhalter, and we had the opportunity to hire them. So I think for us as fans, like, as good as we can be and as good as this team can be, as good as our plan A or roster can be, all of that could be better with a better coach than Greg Berhalter. Yeah, that was a really good question, Tobes. You see, I'm learning. All right, Chelsea Malmo still tied, it looks like. Gavin, you said Reggie Cannon is currently like Jesse in the final season of Breaking Bad. It's 10 years old, so I don't care. He's he's being held hostage. And he's going to be set up and framed in the end. Maybe we'll see. I do need to go back and watch Breaking Bad. My wife has never seen it, and I watched it like when I had just met her. It was maybe like 9 years ago. So we definitely need to go back and watch that as a couple. Aaron, you said there are so many soccer fans that conflate a player's potential and their current ability. If a coach doesn't win, he loses his job. Coaching is all about results. No matter what team you're coaching, it doesn't matter. You have a goal that's set for you by the board or the management or the GM or whatever. If you're coaching a bad team, your goal might be to avoid relegation, or don't be the worst team in the league if you're in MLS, and it doesn't really matter. So yeah, if you're a coach, it's all about results, and the buck stops with you. It is always your fault, which is one thing I really hated about Jose Mourinho's answer when Roma got beat in their European competition. I think it was about against Glimt. They lost like 5 or 6-0, and he blamed it on the players, but he kind of tried to say it was him. But yeah, whether you're Greg Berhalter or Jose Mourinho or me with my U14 team, the decisions start and end with me, and everything is on me. Now, I will say, when we win, though, the players need to get feedback, and they need to get the appreciation that they put in the effort, and they were worthy of that performance. So I think for me, like being a manager in my corporate job, if mistakes happen, it's my fault. If good things happen, then it's the team's success. And I think that's the right way to coach as well. You're trying your best, but you're also doing your best. Great channel, man. Really appreciate it. What is a scouting license? So Nitin, that's another great question. I still need to do a bit more research, but I think what it is really just teaching you how to use different analytics systems. So there's some data analytics involved. There's also a few different scouting systems like Y-Scout that you need to learn how to use. So there's some kind of like systems use that you need to learn. And there's probably a bit of like what to watch for, how to evaluate different players' performances. But if you've watched any of my breakdown videos, that's essentially what I'm doing right now. I think for me, the scouting license would maybe just teach me one or two other things about maybe doing better breakdowns. And it would give me a bit of credibility when moving back to the US for professional teams to hire me as a scout. Wolfsburg almost had a breakaway there, but they goofed their first touch. What 3 p.m. game are people most interested in? I think for me, it's going to be the Juventus game. Would love to see McKinney continue his run. Let me check what others there are as well. Okay, so out of those games, I will definitely be paying attention to Weston McKinney. We'll see if Timothy Weah starts, but I doubt it, against Sevilla. And then seeing Barcelona, maybe with the new coach or with their interim still, and how Serginho Dest does. I assume he's going to continue playing right wing. Toby Laroni. Tobe Larone. Like the candy. You got a Jake FIFA pass right there. Was it a 360 no scope FIFA pass? Or was it completely off like how Daryl DK was doing me? Really nice attacking run, and then Brooks with the clearance. Tobias, Tobe. Okay. Yeah, so that's why I used to say Tobis, is because I just think about Tobis Laronis, but I will call you Tobe. I apologize. How did Wolfsburg score? Avi, they won the ball high up the field on the right back of Salzburg and then put it across the box. It missed about 3 Salzburg and Wolfsburg players, and then Baku finished it on the back post. It was a nicely done play, good goal, and to be fair to both teams, this has been a well contested game, so both teams have been playing well. It's not always the coach's fault whether it is or not. It is always the coach's fault whether it is or not. Yeah, that's well said. I completely agree. And that's for better or worse. For better or worse. Mr. Carmenface, you said, I can only imagine the US fan base if we get to England's level of talent and depth. I'd start Rashford in any final over Saka, but the toxicity that came out of that final was really bad. Yeah, not only toxicity towards Southgate, but the racism towards their black players who miss penalty kicks. I mean, it was not a good situation in the final, and like that should be, you're in your home country, you make it to a final of one of the most prestigious tournaments in the world, and then it's overshadowed by racism and toxicity. I would hope that US fans would be better, but you never know with us. You never know with us. And I will say too, in this community, like you will never find that in FIFA America community. I'm talking about. You will never find that. Anyone that says anything remotely racist, homophobic, toxic, you aren't welcome on this channel. That's not to say you can't be pessimistic or you can't talk shit about how the team played or about how Greg Berhalter made his decisions. It's just back those up with facts and opinions that are non-toxic, non-racist. That's what we're about here. Tobe, you said, when I think of our reactionary fan base, I mostly think of people demanding Brooks' Dest not start after a few bad performances or throwing away players like Yedlin and Green because they're greater than 24 years old. Yeah. Like, I'll be honest right now. One of the reasons why I made this channel was because I was watching a lot of videos where, I felt like the commentators and the analysts for the US men's national team were like 90% there, talking about the opportunities, talking about the things that were wrong. But I didn't feel like there was enough like pragmatism to what was happening. And I didn't feel like there was enough pragmatic thought of what was actually happening, what we could change about it. And that's one of the reasons why I started this channel. And it seems like the voice was needed. That's not to say I'm perfect in any way. I'm going to have bad takes. I'm going to have things that are maybe not very popular opinions, but I think for the most part here, let's watch this free kick by Salzburg. Dangerous position. Aaronson might take this as well. Arnold with the shush in the wall? Is he telling the fans to be quiet? I hope Aaronson takes this. It doesn't look like he will, though. Maybe he will. Oh, that's a sick goal. Salzburg's back in it. The Wolfsburg keeper is down. Damn. What a hit. What a hit. Take a bow. That was a sick goal. Oh, got it up and over the wall. Perfect curl. And Castiles just couldn't get a whole hand on it. Oh, he had fingertips there. Fingertips. This is huge for Salzburg. Huge for Salzburg. All right, let me get back to so Nitin, you asked, has anyone done an analysis on USMNT performances with and without Leggett in the starting lineup? Not wins and losses, but other metrics like expected goals, chances created. I haven't seen it, but I'm sure things have been done. And honestly, that's what like a coaching staff should be doing on their off time. That's what Greg's coaching staff should be doing in the off time, to see really like what is the best starting 11, not just by feel and not just by watching, but back it up with stats as well. Vince, you said, any insight regarding why Musa is out of favor? I love him, but he's been watching a lot of soccer lately. I wouldn't even say he's out of favor at Valencia, because he's never been in favor. He doesn't get a lot of playing time. When he does get playing time, he's playing in the wrong position. So I just feel like he's not set up for success there. But listen, he's 18 years old. He's versatile. Valencia is a good team that will stay in La Liga. So there's time. There's time for him. And I have no doubt that the more he keeps showing up for the US, the more time he's going to get for his club. What do you think about Brooks? I think he's playing good. Yeah, I really just think he went through a bad spell, a bad run of form. He had 4 or 5 games, especially after his gaffes in the US World Cup qualifying, but this is the second game in a row that he's been really solid so far. He's been playing well, boxing out opponents, and yeah, I think now is the time. If he can get this one out of him, get through this Champions League game, and then if they can get the win and he can play again on the weekend and come into Mexico having played 3 good games in a row, I think that sets up really nicely for the US team. Adam, make sure, so anyone that has a PS4 that's trying to play co-op and Ultimate Team, make sure to give Adam a shout. Guys, make sure you hit the like button as well. Make sure more people can find us. I see a lot of new names, which is awesome. A lot of new names in the chat. So it's really good to see everyone. If you're new here, this is FIFA America. I'm Jake. I'm the host for these videos. We do player breakdowns, coaching breakdowns for the US men's national team. There's a weekly podcast as well. I'm hoping to get some player interviews on the channel soon. And once the roster comes out and the World Cup qualifying starts, we'll have all of the reactions, every kind of update you need. So make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. Daniel, you said, do you think Scally will be called up to the next window? I do. I think the only reason he wasn't called up in the last window was most likely because Gladbach had told Greg and told the US that, he had kind of met his workload for an 18-year-old playing a lot of professional minutes in his first season with the first team. But now I think he's ready. Now we've also curried the favor with Gladbach for not calling him into that window. So yeah, I think he's ready, and I think we're ready to call him in as well. This referee is not good. The tough part about these live streams is that I don't get to watch the game as closely as I want to, but I think this is what I'm going to do from now on. Like, look at the comment, look at the question, and then watch a bit of the game before getting on to the next one. Aaron, you said it was interesting that the English fans went racist with the penalty kicks when historically missing penalty kicks is the most English thing imaginable that a person can do. Yeah, other than having tea and biscuits for, 2 p.m., missing penalties and losing a penalty kick shootout is the most English thing you can do. Yeah, so by whoever 39 is on Salzburg, that was a sick golazo, sick hit. Castile's, yeah, I mean, he got his fingertips on it. If he had a bit of a stronger hand, he might have been able to save that, but he didn't. What's up, FJA? What do you mean differences in experience? I need to go figure out what I was answering at the time. Brooks test, maybe. But what's going on, man? How are you? Good to see you. Do you feel the USMNT could be better on free kicks in particular? I think we're dangerous enough. Like, I think about the goals that we scored against Mexico in both games were off free kicks. The McKinney header and the Miles Robinson header were both off free kicks. So I think Kellen Acosta has excellent free kicks. I think Serginho Dest, if I'm remembering, it was either the Jamaica game or the Costa Rica game, had a very close free kick from kind of that range where Salzburg just finished. So I think we're okay. I think we are okay. And on corner kicks, I love the Pulisic curlers as well. Ooh, Wolfsburg almost had a second. Weghorst almost had the second there. With the thing in his nose to stop the bloody nose. But yeah, to answer your question, free kicks for the US. He's all right. Most of the time when I'm talking about, Aaron Camarato. Talking about you, man. Any States United play today after Champions League? What's going on, Michael? I think what we're going to do is watch these early games, and then when my wife gets home from work, I'm going to hang out with her for a bit for the 8 o'clock games to watch those with her. But maybe later in the week. We have a regular streaming schedule now, everyone, by the way. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. We're streaming all of those days consistently. So you can kind of put that on your schedule and make sure you join us to watch FIFA gameplay or watch-alongs like this. So yeah, probably no States United gameplay after this, just because I want to spend some time with my wife. Because when the roster comes out, I know I'm going to be spending a lot of time in my office making videos and editing everything. So I want to spend that time with her. But yeah, maybe later in the week, if because I'm working from home this week and my wife's in the office, so that does leave a lot of time. But I'm 4 hours ahead right now because we went through daylight savings last weekend. So if I play when I have kind of like off meeting time, it's going to be around lunchtime or kind of late morning for you guys. So I don't know if that's the best time, but we'll see. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, and I'll post in the community section. I'll post in the community section on YouTube to make sure you're updated. Alex, what's going on, my man or woman? Could be either. How's London? London's doing great. It really seems like things are getting back to normal when I go into the office. So I go into the office Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every other week. So essentially like 6 days a month I go into the office. But on those days, it's busy now. It's busy now. The tube is busy. The buses are busy. People are out. A lot of bikes on the street. But good news is that COVID rates are still not super high. Football stadiums are packed. Restaurants are open, and I am double jabbed, so I feel safe. Why is the U.S. not good in the first half of matches? Is it down to Greg trying to meme tactics? Not necessarily meme tactics, but I think something that Greg likes to do, especially with is just like lean on our depth to the point that we're wearing teams down. So I do think that actually Greg has a plan that he likes to stick to, where part of that plan is to wear down the other team to the point that they're tired, to the point that our depth then can come into the game and start changing up the results. But I think that hurts us a lot. I think you saw that in the Panama game, even in the Costa Rica game where they scored that initial goal. We kind of turned off immediately, but in the Costa Rica game, like we had played, we had outplayed Costa Rica for 88 minutes of the game. So I think our slow starts are more just the fact that we can afford to be a bit slower because we can break down teams, and that's part of Greg's strategy, is just to have that second half where we really wear them down and take it to the other team. Do you think the roster will be out tomorrow or Thursday? It's been 9 days before in the past camps, so that would be tomorrow. I did see the US Soccer Twitter say that the roster was released tomorrow. I asked on the Twitter feed what time the roster is being announced, and I don't think anybody answered me. So I'll check that now. Does anyone know what time? Only official times needed. I don't think they've responded to me, but we'll see. We'll see what time. Oh, Brendan Aaronson on the breakaway. Oh, ball got behind him. Damn. Big chance missed by Aaronson there. And he had Brooks caught out as well. So yeah, tomorrow actually I'm going to be, I have somewhat of a busy day in my my actual job. So I'm hoping they release it around like maybe 12 Eastern time, or maybe later in the day. But also, guys, I will be, another channel had asked me to come on to their channel to talk about the roster. So State of Soccer with Brian. If you haven't watched any of his videos, make sure to go check that out, because I think I'll be joining his channel to talk about the roster. And obviously, I'll have a standalone video as well, talking about my thoughts on what that roster looks like. Yeah, Dest had a nice free kick. Dest had a really nice free kick for the US. Just barely missed the goal. Barely missed the target. John Brooks is looking like a beast so far this game. Vast majority of abuse to the English players received was found to be from foreign social media accounts. I'm not sure, Skull. There was definitely racist abuse from inside the country, because they had found different people and they were charged. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was also from outside accounts. Did I meet my wife in England, or did you bring her with you? We met in university. So I grew up in central New Jersey. I went to school in Westchester, Pennsylvania, and I met my wife at school. And now we actually work for the same company. Just worked out like that. And we both got jobs, kind of like transferred at the same time to our London office. So we don't really work together, which is really nice. We don't really like interact throughout the day with any projects or anything, but it is nice to like have, Teams chat with her and kind of be like, just I'm on the first floor and she's on the fourth floor. So I don't see her if I don't want to, but I can walk up the stairs and see her at any point. So yeah, we're loving our English adventure together. It's been really fun so far. When we first moved here last September, we were in tons of different lockdowns, and that was a huge bummer. But now everything's a bit more open. It's really nice to be here. Yes, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I am ditching you guys for my wife when these games are over. Sorry, Vince. Sorry to break it to you. I love you guys platonically, but I love my wife romantically and platonically. So she gets the dub there. Saul, how are you, man? What's going on? I don't think I've seen your name before, so welcome to the channel. or if you've been lurking, thanks so much for the chat. Thank you so much for the question. Why can't we get a European coach like Zidane or Joachim Low? Well, there's definitely a few factors. One of those factors is that we require our coaches to live in Chicago. So I don't think Joachim Low or Zidane would want to live in Chicago, especially like international coaches. You don't need to live anywhere. You're with your team maybe 5 or 6 times a year. So you can scout, you can do your tactics, you can meet with everyone virtually. Like you don't need to be in Chicago. So that's one of the reasons. And then the Soccer Federation during the last hiring after Jurgen Klinsmann really wanted an American coach that knew MLS and had an American identity, which you can argue till the cows come home if that was the right thing to do or not, but that's why Zidane or Joachim Low is not our coach right now. Julian Lopetegui was also in the running, and Tata Martino as well. So 2 former Barcelona coaches wanted the job, or at least were interested in the job, but instead we went with Greg. So as much as we hate Greg, we probably have a lot that we can be upset with the Federation about as well. FJ, you said differences in the value placed on experience and differences in expectations is a great divide. Obviously, there are reasonable arguments, but it's not reasonable to avoid unfamiliar or young. Yeah, I feel like I see your comments now. Did I miss an Aaronson breakaway, or is it about to happen on my stream? But yeah, my thing is right now, like when World Cup qualifying started, I think the argument for me would be if you're good enough, experience doesn't matter. If you're good enough, you're old enough, you're experienced enough, like let's get our best 11, our best 23 with the team. Right now, with the table as it is, with our next game against Mexico, it's a 3-pointer for first place. In my opinion, it's not the right time to start someone that is completely inexperienced. So I wouldn't start Joe Scally against Mexico. I would bring him. I would definitely bring him. And I'm like, even without this performance from John Brooks, which has been solid so far, I would much rather have John Brooks than someone like Chris Richards starting against Mexico. But I'm not against Chris Richards starting or playing on this team. That's not what I'm saying at all. I just think in this instance, like it's not the right environment. But away at Jamaica could definitely be. I could see Chris Richards, Joe Scally, and a few others getting a lot of great experience away at Jamaica. Yeah, Aaronson, I think I saw the breakaway that you were talking about, and the ball just got behind his feet. It's tough out there. Thanks, Alex. Thanks for coming back. I really appreciate that. And I will remember that you are a man from here on out. Yes, I'm a Westchester Rammy. Adam, where did you go? I know you live in the Philadelphia area as well, so I'm assuming you went to school around there. Brooks is really good with that left foot, man. Brooks is so good with his left. For passing out of the back, like it can be a confidence thing as well. So for Brooks, like if he's in form, he's still one of our best passers. Hopefully they have some highlights to show on my stream. Okay, so I'm going to check out some of these games on FootMob. And hopefully Pulisic comes out. Okay, so it's 0-0 in the Malmo-Chelsea game. Let's see what that group looks like. Okay, so if Chelsea tie Malmo, they're on 7 points after 4 games. It's not bad, but that's not safe either. So I think Chelsea is really going to want to push for a win here. Man, if Salzburg is on 8 points after 4 games, then that is going to be pretty safe for them. Salzburg is going to be through if they can get any result out of this. Even a tie would be pretty much the nail in the coffin. the nail in the good coffin. Guys, make sure you hit the like button. If you are watching on Twitch as well, so we're dual streaming right now, make sure to subscribe to the channel, or I guess follow the channel on Twitch. You don't need to subscribe or pay me any money. And you might have seen some people floating around with different badges next to their name, which look like the new logo. If you do want to support the channel with a monthly subscription, you can get access to early breakdowns. You can get the badge next to your name, and you can get emotes for US players in the chat as well. It really helps me out. You can find that button next to the subscribe button down below. And if you do that while we're live streaming, it also gives you a special shout out as well. Justin, you said not that it would be worth it, but what would we have to do tactically to best fit Jesus Ferreira? And would that work well with our other striker wingers, Weah, Morris, even Sargent or Hoppy? I think Ferreira, to me, is kind of like a mix of a 9 and a 10. So Greg's system is not like great for creative attacking players. So we'll have to see, but I wouldn't be opposed to bringing Ferreira on this. Zardes is injured. Sargent hasn't produced anything. Pifok hasn't produced anything. So we really just need to find those players that are producing right now and get them on the team. Let's see if I can get my Chelsea Malmo stream up, and I could get some halftime highlights. But I think Ferreira could work in the 4-3-3 at the top, or potentially if we played like a 3-5-2, we could play him at the 10, or as one of the two strikers. I think that could work as well. But yeah, I think he's a great player. He's destined to be on this USMNT team. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I doubt that he's going to be on this roster for the US, but you never know. Adam, you went to Hofstra. Nice. Yeah, I hear you. Well, so growing up in central New Jersey, everyone went to Rutgers for me, so I tried to stay away from Rutgers, New Brunswick. But I did visit Hofstra. I loved it there. Seemed like a really cool place to go to school. Javier, you said efficient ways to make coins without buying. Yeah, so I'm doing a Road to Glory, which means I'm not buying any coins or any FIFA points. I think you have to find like a very specific thing that works for you that not a ton of people are doing. So I remember like back when the game first came out, just because I've been playing a lot more of the States United career mode. This is when the game first came out, is I would find like an MLS player that was popular. So maybe Carlos Vela, because he's an 83 rated. And sometimes you need those for special, the player, I forget what SBC stands for, the squad building challenges. So I would mass bid on Carlos Vela for say like 1,500 coins, and he was selling for 2,200. So I just do that throughout the day. I had the app on my phone. If I was watching TV or at work and had a quick break, I would do that. I would just bid on like as many Carlos Velas as I could. And I just know that would work because there aren't a ton of people that are going to be doing the same thing for Carlos Vela. And like all the other trading methods have been, they have YouTube videos, they have trading discords. Like I just needed to find my own way. And that's, I think, the best way to make coins is to just figure out one or two things that work for you that nobody else is doing, and just slowly but surely start building up your bankroll. And then maybe you can buy, informed players that are going to rise in value. Dest as well, like the Dest left back. If you have time and patience, you can definitely choose to buy informed players that get position changes. So having Dest a left back in an inform card in Ultimate Team has risen in value. So I think I bought him for like 14,000 coins the week that he was released, and now that card's up to like 22 or 23,000. So just find one or two things and you'll be fine. What's up, Bert? You're watching the Chelsea game? Yeah, I'm watching some of the highlights now. It seems like both teams had Had good chances. Kai Havertz missed a breakaway. Yeah, Malik Sanogo is so. I mean, the U20 roster isn't out, but Malik Sanogo did have a Instagram post or Twitter post that said he was going to be on the roster and had the American flag. So the importance of that is just like we're not going to see the effects until a few months from now or a year from now to see how many players, especially like Jonathan Gomez. I don't know if anyone has watched Tactical Manager's interview with him, but he's more than happy to join a US camp right now. He's just going to have playoffs for the USL for Lou City when we would call him into the U20 camp. So he said he'd be happy to be there, but he won't be because of the playoffs. So I just got the impression with Jonathan Gomez in the interview that he is genuinely like 50-50 on his decision between the US and Mexico right now. FJ, you said, thank you for the clarification. I have a big problem with Greg being unwilling to consider certain options purely because of youth or familiarity. Glad you incorporate them gradually. Yeah, if we weren't playing Mexico next, and give it like also remember they're on 14 points, we're on 11. If we win this game, I mean that we essentially need like 6 to 8 more points. No, maybe 8 more points to qualify. So this Mexico game is immensely important for us if we can get 3 points. That essentially like puts our options up to 99% qualifying for the World Cup. So for me, like I'm not opposed to Scally being on the roster or seeing time in that game. I just don't think that's the environment to bring a brand new player into. And yeah, I've seen like I think Sam Stokes from Yankerport was getting into it with USMNT Stan on Twitter today about like experience versus talent. I genuinely think all of us are kind of saying the same things, just making different points of it. We want the best players on the field. It's more of a conversation of when to get them involved and who is so inexperienced but so talented that they deserve to be on the roster. You said you had 600,000 FIFA coins right now, and I'm scared to invest. Yeah, the market is insane right now. The market on Ultimate Team is insane right now. Maybe I can just take you guys through my Ultimate Team while we're waiting for halftime. I'm gonna say right now that I don't have a million bajillion coins, but I do have the USA team that I want, and I'm just waiting for some of my trading pile to go up. You also said a lot of Chelsea fans on Twitter are saying that Puli is the sub they want to see come on to unlock Malmo. Yeah, if he comes on, we are switching right over to watch the Pulisic return. All right, so let me stop sharing and start to all right, cool. Let me know how that's coming through. But yeah, so this is my team on Ultimate Team. it's nothing to go crazy for. Also, this 100 FIFA points, I just want to say, is still from the pre-order bonus. I did not buy any additional FIFA points. But yeah, this is my team. Zach Steffen in goal. Aaron Long and John Brooks are actually a really nice center back pairing. Clint Dempsey. So let me see if I can figure out how to show you how I actually play. I think this is... Oh. Cool. Is this how I play? No. How do I line up this team? Hold on. Oh, now I've completely goofed. Completely goofed. Okay. Here we go. No. Wait. Okay, here. Is this how I line up? This is how I line up. Maybe. Dude. I completely forgot how I line up. You know what? Okay, now we're going back to basics. Okay, this is how we line up. This is how we line up. This is right. This is right. So Tyler Adams and Weston McKennie as my holding mids. Clint Dempsey at the center attacking mid. Gio Reyna, Christian Pulisic as the other two mids wider, and then Brian White at forward as well. Can you hit up on Twitter with a pic of my squad? Yeah, man. Let's go. All right, so let's go to Twitter. Just let me know if you added me. Scared money doesn't make money. I thought Gomez was leaning Eltree. Well, so Lewis, he joined a camp. He joined the Eltree camp in Spain to play a few of the youth teams. But in his conversation with Filippo today, it really seemed like he was more than happy to spend time with the US, and he would accept a call up to the U20 team, except he has playoffs. All right, so let's look for Malik Sanogo first. Is this him? I don't know if this, yeah, this is him. Hold on. Might actually be on Instagram. Guys, also, if you're watching this, I just started this Instagram account. Please go follow it. FIFA American, FIFA America. Same thing as always. But I'm just trying to broaden out my my social media. So make sure if you follow me on Twitter or YouTube or anything like that, it would be a huge help if you could help boost our numbers and start to like and comment on some of the stuff on Instagram as well. So let's see if we can find Malik Sanogo on here. Maybe it's a story. Huh. I definitely saw it. I definitely saw it. But we'll see. I definitely saw it. Oh, am I hearing that Pulisic's on? I'm trying to listen. Adam, did you send me a tweet? We just don't have experience with talented players because of our missing generation. Yeah, the Michael Bradley, Josie Altidore, that generation, it's just completely lost. Even players like Alejandro Bedoya, Tim Ream is kind of like the one player that is still on this team. Yeah, if you okay, here we go. Thank you, dude. This is a sick team, but where is Weston McKennie, dude? Where is Weston McKennie? How can you do this to us? So that's Tonali, Vidal, Insigne. Wow, and you don't even have the CONCACAF beast Chucky Lozano. So you're staying true to your US roots. But that is a sick team. I honestly haven't been playing Ultimate Team as much as I would want. Just because I've been playing the States United. Okay, let me get back to this. All right, is Pulisic on now? I don't know. Is he getting an upgraded card? I must have just misheard the announcers talking about Pulisic being an option on the bench and not that he was actually coming in. Yeah. See, I'm no better than Greg. I'm no better than Greg. I completely forgot how how my team lined up. Bert, we weren't able to find that, but I swear to you that he had a story that he posted about that competition where he had American flags and everything. Okay, yeah, you're right. Well, the thing about his inform though is that Juventus hasn't won a game, so usually the inform cards come from teams that win. But he is like inform based on what that actually means. But All right, so we have 45 minutes left in both of these games. I'm going to stay on Salzburg-Wolfsburg right now until Pulisic comes into the Chelsea-Malmo game. Yeah, Brooks playing a left center back and a back three has paired up really nicely with Adeyemi. Nice. For those that think some American YouTubers can be harsh, just watch some in Germany or England. Yeah, I think, like, for the most part, the US has a really balanced amount of people to watch. I think you can go from, Tactical and Pete to Max Bretos or Jimmy Conrad to kind of people like myself, Straight Red Card, and then there's a lot of people in between. I've noticed, I think it's called like State of the USMNT. This guy Marv. Not gonna lie, I'm a little peeved at Marv. I should say this to his face, but he did like a Yunus Musa breakdown and talked about Yunus Musa's first touch and everything. I felt like I kind of did that before, but I'll let that slide, Marv. I'd love to have you on the channel. I see the channel's growing a lot. So yeah, I think the US has a really balanced kind of like wherever wherever you're at on the pendulum of like intensity, of optimism, of pessimism, you can find the right person for you. Whereas other teams, those fan accounts are really going to go one way. So I think we're lucky. Just like everything else in the US, like we have a lot of options. We have a diverse experience and opinion, and you can choose from what you want. The only host way. What's up, man? Guys, make sure you hit the like button. We're going to be watching the second half. John Brooks has had a really good game so far. Wolfsburg scored early on in the game, put a ball across, and had Baku at the back post. And then Salzburg won a free kick at the top of the box. And this guy, number 39, I guess he's a center back for Salzburg, put a perfect ball into the upper 90 for Salzburg to tie the game. Weghorst had a chance for Wolfsburg to put them up 2-1 and put that over the bar. So now we're in the second half. Brendan Aaronson and John Brooks are still in the game. And then if and when Christian Pulisic comes into the game for Chelsea, then we'll switch over to that game to watch. But for now, we're watching our boys in this game. Again, make sure, I want to see pictures of you guys with broken keyboards and broken mouses, broken mice, because you smashed the like button and you smashed the subscribe button so hard. I want to see those pictures, guys. Please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. And it costs you literally nothing. Even dislike the video. I don't care. It gives it engagement and gets more people to watch it. So please do me a huge favor. It costs you this much effort. This is how much effort. That's how much effort it costs you. So do that for me, and I'll be eternally grateful, eternally in your debt. Adeyemi. Oh, almost had a goal there. Guys, we're at 30 likes, which is awesome since that's more than the people watching right now. Man, let's see. See, Brooks was not that slow there. Gavin, it was a foot race. Adeyemi, like to his credit, fast, but Brooks was fast enough to get his arm on him, make him feel uncomfortable, and know that he doesn't have a lot of time. So I think for me, Brooks is still not very slow. He's just slower than he used to be. Adam, you said one of the things I really appreciate about the US fan community online is that we aren't plagued with the same level of racism that other national teams fans seem to be. I really think that in I'm not about to get political here, but I really think that the let me think about how I say this. The way that soccer has developed in the US has been an incredibly initially it was a very hipster thing. Um, it was skewed young, it was skewed um, towards, more large cities, which tend to be more liberal. And I'm not saying that one side or the other is racist or not. I'm just saying I think that people that got hooked on soccer early and have built the community are for the most part like the best of what the US has to offer. It's also like to get into it, you have to be okay that it's the world's game and that the US is not best at something right now, which humbleness in a global competition is not what US citizens or not what we're best at. So I think like to become a fan, you initially had to be okay with a really watching really diverse groups of talent, watching different countries, different languages. And I think that has led to a good situation where there are a lot of good people um, that are now US soccer fans. And it looks like Weston McKinney is in for Juventus, starting for Juventus. Yeah, it was a back injury, I think, right? So very easily could have put him off in terms of how he was sprinting or like John Brooks is a large body, you know? So I'm sure it takes his back, his abdomen, his everything to move his body. Wow, what what a backwards header there. Good on Brooks. So yeah, Skull Kid, we were just talking about Brooks' pace, but he did well to at least put him off on that chance. Yeah, like he didn't need to beat him in the foot race. He did what a good defender should do. And Aaronson is doing everything in this game that he can to get Salzburg this win. And his yeah, number 17 just needed a little bit. Okafor needed a little bit more power to curl that around the keeper. But Aaronson was critical in that build up there for that chance for Salzburg. That's what I love about Brendan Aaronson. That's what I love so much. He's so good in connecting the offense together. So quick with his speed of thought. Amazing to see. Amazing to see. Appreciate that, Adam. Sorry, my wife is asking what I want for dinner. And my favorite thing in the world is happening right now, which is that she has asked me if I want to order dinner, which is usually the other way around. So the fact that I already have her approval to order some takeout is amazing. What a great night. What a great night. US roster to be released 11:30 on Thursday. Really? So that really confuses me because the US soccer Twitter, like the official US soccer Twitter, didn't they put out today that the roster is coming out tomorrow? But if I'm remembering, the the rosters had come out on Thursday of the last few windows, but this window is different with the two games. So yeah, fandom, I believe you. I do, but can someone else confirm that since I don't have all of the tweets in front of me? What do you guys think about Aaronson and John Brooks's game so far? I think I would honestly give both like a 7 or a 6.5. Little above average. Really good. Nice. All right. So Jake, you have confirmed. Yilang, you have also confirmed. Thank you guys so much. You're my eyes and ears out there while I watch this game. Um, That's awesome. Okay, so Thursday at 11:30. I need to check my work schedule. I need to be ready. Be ready to make a video right away so that you guys all know my very important thoughts about this roster. But that's awesome. I'm glad that they're telling us what time and on what day. I mean, I'm sure it's nice for all of you guys, but as someone that makes content, it's great to like have a set schedule of what's happening. Ziyech, he scored for Chelsea. This could be the perfect opportunity then for Christian Pulisic to get in the game. If Chelsea are up 1-0, 20, 30 minutes to go, then it's going to be perfect for Chelsea. Perfect for Pulisic. What are we going to order? Well, I had a burrito with some tortilla chips for lunch, so probably not that. Guys, give me 2 minutes and I'll be right back. I'm going to go talk to my wife and see what we want to order. I will be right back, and maybe Pulisic will be subbed in. We back. All right. 1-0 for Chelsea. Ziyech. So no banger. It was a tap-in. No banger. It was a tap-in. Perfect. Bert, you said the post about Sonogo was on USMNT updates on Twitter. A family member posted and congratulated him for the call-up. Okay. I'm wondering now if you just did that research and went into the rabbit hole to find it. What's for dinner, guys? This amazing place called Bombay Burrito. It's basically like put the best parts of Indian food into a Mexican tortilla and you have yourself a Bombay burrito. So that is what's for dinner. And they make these bomb ass fries that have like some insane seasoning on them. So we're getting that. That's what's for dinner. I'm ordering right now. I know people are going to talk a ton of smack about London's food scene, or England's food scene, I should say. But London's food scene is insane. There's so much good food around. Indian food, Italian food. I just had Austrian food the other day. It was so good. And like wine directly from Austria. There's so much good food here. Wow, that's a goal. That's a goal. Wolfsburg. Guys, if Florian Kofeld leads a comeback for Wolfsburg, that will be what an immense way to come back into coaching a team in the Bundesliga, to fall upwards into a team that is in the Champions League already is amazing. 1-0 Chelsea over Malmo. Yeah. State of soccer. Okay, so guys, here's the channel. Brian, I hope you're okay with me saying this, but once the roster comes out, I'll be joining Brian on his channel to talk about the roster and give my thoughts. So make sure you go follow this guy, another amazing USMNT content creator, which there are never enough of. So go throw him a subscribe. His setup is awesome as well. I love the room that you have there, Brian. And another Philadelphia person. We realized that we lived about 5 minutes away from each other when I used to live in Philadelphia before London. So very small world. You're going back to burrito, Indian burrito, mad lad. Yes. One thing you'll know about me is that I only run and I only go to the gym so that I can eat everything in my path. And I'm quite a small person. I don't know. Like I'm not a big person.
Jake, are you seriously standing?
Yes, I'm standing. But I will eat everything. I will eat everything in my path. Like I'm Pac-Man. Put it on my plate and it's getting finished. Indian food in a burrito. Yes. Babe, this is what the people care about. Yes. My wife doesn't believe that you guys are really caring about what's for dinner, but I think that's the conversation we need to have right now. Bombay ass fries. There we go. There's the pun. There's some Johns. Don't worry. Don't worry, Brian. Austria. Bert, is that a joke? Because I think you're talking about Australian. Gavin, you said, do they have Jim's cheesesteaks in London? No, but I would go right now and check out this place called Passyunk Avenue, which is near London Bridge, and it is owned by two Philadelphians, and they make legit cheesesteaks in the middle of London. So if you are in London and you're craving a Philadelphia cheesesteak or Yards or Yingling, then go to Passyunk Avenue near London Bridge. Now my cat is trying to step on my laptop, which is what I use to stream. In case you didn't see it, Tim Weah is also starting for Lille. All right. Awesome. Let's go. Dumbass. I thought so. I thought so, Bert. I was giving you credit still. Giving you credit. Yeah, Passyunk Avenue. That's what's up. Until Alexi's gone, there can be too many USMNT commenters. I don't even think Alexi is the worst one, to be honest. And I won't say who the worst one is because that might get me in trouble.
Taylor?
It's not Taylor Twellman. Taylor's all right. My favorite though is probably well, I don't know if you consider them a USMNT commentator, but Arlo White is a great one. And I don't know why it's blanking on me. Someone is going to kill me for this. But the announcer that had the 2010 World Cup game, Wolfsburg, another chance. Aaronson with the defense, with the slide tackle. Guys, who was announcing the game against Algeria where Donovan scored the goal to send us through? I can picture his face. And you're all going to crucify me. Ian Dark, thank you. Okay, Ian Dark, Arlo White, and Stu Holden are probably some of my favorite on US Air announcers. Adam is in the Philly area. I hope I'm not doxing all of you guys. Yeah, Aaronson, that was really nice defensive work right there. I'm not talking about Filippo. I am not. I think Filippo and Pete, I kind of put them in the same bucket, but they bring something really valuable, and that isn't like, I'm not going to lie, I don't agree with all of their opinions, but I think their opinions are like extremely needed in our space, extremely needed. So no, I don't think Tag is not the worst commentator. Fernando Fiore. Oh, I'm not gonna put that up. John Strong is solid. He is. He's done a lot of work to improve himself. Also, I feel like. Gavin, you're in Pittsburgh. Hey, Philly's not that bad. I read something today that perfectly encapsulates Philadelphia, which is Philadelphia's best places are amazing, and Philadelphia's worst places are some of the worst in the country. And I think that pretty much sums it up. The highs of Philadelphia are very high, and the lows of Philadelphia are very low. Dest is on the bench for Barca. Bummer, but maybe he'll probably get the start in La Liga over the weekend, and then we'll come on with fresh legs for the US. Okay, so we have Pitt alumni, we have Hofstra alumni. I went to Westchester. Adam's wearing a Steelers shirt right now. Where does your come on, Adam. You got a Pittsburgh shirt on while living in Philadelphia. You're not using Weston McKinney in your Serie A squad on FIFA. What's wrong with you? Where do your loyalties lie? Golden Rams, baby. Westchester Rams in the house. Yeah, as long as no one truly doxes himself with their house address, then keep putting in the comments what you're comfortable with. Guys, make sure to hit the like button. We have 37 people watching us. We have 37 people watching us watch these games, which is amazing. John Brooks almost injured Brendan Aaronson there. That was a US on US crime. Did he get a yellow for that? I swear to God, the worst thing that could happen in this game is if Brendan Aaronson and John Brooks go into a tackle together and injure themselves. Okay. I mean, if he's on the bench because of injury worries, then I'm assuming what's happening is that they are tracking his workload. They know that he's going to be playing against Mexico. So they might be like, this might even be US favor that we've carried with them, that they're going to sit him. Also, I think they're playing the Russian team, not Zenit, or maybe the Ukrainian team tonight. So they should get a win, but also this is modern Barcelona, so you never know. Kevin, yeah, US on US violence. We don't want that. That is literally the last thing that we want. Dirty Berg. You know what? Us Pennsylvanians need to stick together, whether it's Pittsburgh or Philadelphia. Dynamo Kiev. That's Ukrainian, right? Kiev. Testing my geography now. Also, you're just reminding me, is anyone really good with international flags? Because you've played FIFA for like 2 decades, or is that just me? I mean, I'm assuming if you're from Pittsburgh, you're a Sheets person, and if you're from Philadelphia, you're a Wawa person. Randomly, did you go there? Did you go to Kiev? All of my scarves, I probably need to change them out. So I have a Naples scarf, a Barcelona scarf, a PSG scarf. Whenever I go somewhere and visit the visit the stadiums, I'll pick up a scarf because jerseys were way too expensive to start getting those every time. All my homies hate sheets. I don't hate sheets because I never even stepped foot in one. That's how much I hate them. Thank you for validating this, Skull Kid. Yeah, if it wasn't like Ultimate Team teaching me flags, then it was I think it was like 2006 FIFA had the World Cup mode or something. All right, Pulisic in. Oh, nice. Okay, girlfriend's from Ukraine. She loves Dynamo Kiev. That's awesome. So are you guys watching that game tonight with differing allegiances? All right, we're going to the Chelsea game. Good luck to Brendan Aaronson and John Brooks. Just don't get injured. Pooley is on for 20 minutes. So what did I say? If they're winning by 1 or 2, perfect opportunity for Pulisic to come in. And my stream starts looking at Pulisic's back, coming into the game, running onto the field. Let's go. The return of Christian Pulisic. Pulisic is back on the menu, boys. Pulisic is back on the menu. Chelsea is about to heat up. Let's go. All right, so we got to change this one as well. I'll stop sharing. All right, we got to watch this Chelsea game now. Cool. Pooley is back on. Pooley is back on. I repeat, Pooley is back on. Pooley. I don't know why Pulisic walks like he does, but even just walking, I think he's injured or jogging. He has like this, almost this like gangster lean. And I feel like that makes me think he's hurt every time he walks or jogs. Is he's playing like the false nine? Or no, Kai's still on the field. So I do like Fulham, obviously, because of the US connection. I have a Stamford Bridge up there as well. Again, two stadiums that I've been to. I think I have the Emirates ready to be hung up as well. So it's Fulham. Yes, it is an American connection, and I do like Fulham, and I do track Robinson and Ream in their progress, but it's more of like what's local to me. So the Emirates is about a mile from my house. It's a 20-minute walk to go to these games. Pulisic's first touch. Let's go. Didn't do anything cool, but all we want is to see him get on the ball, come out of the game uninjured. But yeah, so the Emirates is about a mile away from me. Fulham Road, so Fulham and Stamford Bridge. Oh, little chip for Pooley. Yeah, so Stamford Bridge and Fulham Road are about 4 or 5 miles away, so I can get to them on my bike in about 30 minutes or 45 minutes. And yeah, I'm essentially just going all around London right now, enjoying my time, watching all these games live. Again, that same pass for Pulisic almost worked again. Great first touch from Pooley there. Their false nine, aka Alonso, was not able to bring it down or do anything with it. But Pulisic twice got in behind Malmo's defense and was able to set up Chelsea's attack. This is great to see. I'm happy that he's up. See, like when he's just walking, I feel like he's limping. I don't understand. Yeah, I will definitely be going to some League 1 and 2 matches. Also, it's very normal to when we take like a weekend trip. I remember when we went to Canterbury, which is in Kent. We went on a wine tour and we literally like got off the bus and walked past a Sunday league game that was going on the way to our wine tour. So there's just soccer all over. Some of it's obscure, some of it's not so much. But it's cool to be in a place that really values the sport, and there's just so much of it going on all the time. And like all the parks near me have specific, like even if they're concrete grounds, they're like dual purpose basketball, soccer pitches. Oh, Havertz probably should have finished there, but it was a nice play by the Malmo goalkeeper. Pulisic started that off, and he might be back post here. No, not a bad shot by Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley? Oh no, my camera. It's lost my camera. My camera is lost. Okay, I have no idea what happened there. The funny thing is, once I noticed I was getting really good at recognizing flags, my interest in basic geographical knowledge skyrocketed, and now I can place pretty much every country on the map. Yeah, I mean when you have like Mali, right? Mali, or Ghana, or I don't know, the Faroe Islands memorized as a flag, you might as well go and look them up in the atlas or on the world map and see where they are. Avi said, what was your highest level of soccer that you played and what position? So when I was really young, I was good. I was very good. So I essentially played like the highest level of travel and then ODP, which is Olympic Development Program, until I was on a U13 team in Princeton. So at that point, I was about to go into high school, and I decided to play my freshman year as American football. And that was really just because I was completely burnt out. Like from when I was 4 years old, I was playing competitive soccer, and when I was like 6 and 7, I was playing up in age. So I just kind of got burnt out when I was 12 or 13. And then when I was a senior in high school, I got back into it again. I started to have a love for the game again. I started to watch Tim Howard every weekend. Like when I was growing up and I was good at the game, I never really watched it. Like I was never really in love with it. And I don't think that helped me when I was just kind of like bored and I didn't want to go to practice. I know this is way longer of an answer than you asked for, so I'm sorry. But then when I was 17 or 18, I got back into it again. I started playing travel again. But because that's when I went to college, that was only like 1.5 years of travel left. So then I actually did go to Rutgers for 1 year before I went to Westchester. I played club at Rutgers, and then when I went to Westchester, I just played intramural. So I guess like Olympic development program around high school age is the highest that I played, and then club for a D1 doesn't mean anything for club, but Rutgers is a big school with a lot of players, so there was a genuine amount of competition for the club team. And then position, when I was really young, I played goalkeeper and right midfielder. But when I was older, I played center midfielder and center defensive midfielder, which is why I have a love for Tyler Adams, Dax McCarty, like all of the really smart players that do a lot with a little. Those are all my favorite players because you really have to be intelligent with when you're playing a center defensive midfield role. But thank you for that question. Would you say CP has brought some energy to the game? Tom, thank you for the question. I honestly feel like more people would people in this comment section that have been watching this game specifically would be better to tell you. It looks like he has, and he's made some really nice runs in between the lines and in behind the lines. And he's had a great first touch so far as well to set up some of Chelsea's attacks. But because I was watching the Salzburg game against Wolfsburg, I don't know exactly what this game looked like before Pulisic came in. I love how much Mason Mount loves Christian Pulisic. Marcos Alonso, I mean, he's their best attacking player as much as we want to joke about it. Marcos Alonso might be their best goal scoring poacher on this team on the field right now. Barkley is Magic Mike because he looks like Channing Tatum and looks as smart as him. Yeah, I mean, he essentially looks like his look alone tells you that he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. I don't know. It might be those lifeless eyes and that haircut. The Atlas. Yeah, man, I'm 30 years old. Like when I was 8 years old and I didn't have an internet or a computer in my house, like I needed to go to the Atlas or the dictionary to look stuff up. Or do you remember the World Almanac was a thing? I remember in 5th grade, so I'm 30 now. In 5th grade, my teacher, Mr. Smith, tried to tell me in a quiz game that like that Brazil had beat France in the France World Cup in the final. And I said, no, France beat Brazil. I think it was 3-0. Maybe I'm getting this completely wrong. But basically, moral of the story is my teacher was really wrong and I was really right. And he sent me out of class to go to the library and look at last year's World Almanac to see what the score of the World Cup game is. I still remember that. So yes, Gavin, I am old by like Gen Z standards. That's fair. But I'm a young 30. I'm a young 30. I'm full of life. I still have a lot to give. I'm not done yet. Pulisic's trying hard. I think Tuchel probably told him as well, like, don't push it. Don't go 1000%. We need you. And you're probably going to the US, so Aaronson came close to grabbing an assist. That's too bad. I get like, was it the attacker just missed it, or was the pass not good enough? Yo, what's up, Preston? One of the original supporters of the channel, Preston. Thank you for being here. Hope you're doing well also. I've been gone from the comments and live streams for a while. I've been following along though. Hope you're doing okay, man. I really appreciate, even if you're a silent spectator, I'm very happy to have you along. Thank you for just all the support. I really appreciate it. And I hope everything's okay on your end. Marcos Alonso can be quite lethal. I agree. Encyclopedia Britannica. Is that what the official word for it is? Preston, you said different kind of question. What is your prediction for how the other CONCACAF nations will perform in the next World Cup? Let's assume it's Mexico and Canada. Mexico's a very interesting one because I don't know if they get better as time goes on. Like Edson Alvarez, Chucky Lozano, Raul Jimenez, they will all improve, but in all the other positions, it just feels like they're getting older. So we're still, I mean, it's going to be the winter of 2022. So we're a full year away at least from the World Cup. I think all three of those teams, if they can get the right group, the US, Mexico, and Canada, would be considered the second. Like, I think usually will be the second or third best team in the group and have a chance to go through. I think Mexico, with their experience and their age, is probably primed to go furthest in this next World Cup. But they're so inconsistent that you never know what will happen in a tournament setting, especially if they get to the knockouts. Canada, on the other hand, I think they'll look at it as a good experience no matter what happens. But I do think like they are another team just like us that are very young. They have a very good and passionate coach that has the team's support. So I think that they're sorry, my cat. Don't step on the laptop, man. You can't lay on the laptop. So I think Canada is one of those teams that will only get better with more time, with more experience playing together. But yeah, that's a really interesting question. Thanks for that, Preston. Appreciate it. It's funny to see Alonso switching with Havertz in the middle. I want to see him get a Portugal. You might. That was definitely offsides by Malmo. Driven costs from Brendan. That was just out of the reach of Okafor. Oh, man. Almanac, only real millennials remember. I, at work the other day, by an older person, by the way, an older person called me a geriatric millennial. So that was nice. That was a term I had never heard before. Nothing says there's more to the story than your teacher being named Mr. Smith. Yes, that's true. I'm pretty sure his name is Brad Smith, by the way. You can't get more vanilla than Brad Smith. I still have the 1989 World Book Encyclopedia set in my house. I love that thing. I use it from time to time. My kids play games of finding stuff in it. That's a great thing for a kid to just like go and look at. Like there's so much information that you would never know. Raul Jimenez is already 30. Interesting. I thought he was like 28 or 29, but I mean 30. He's going to be so probably 31 in the next World Cup. It's not young, but it's not the oldest. It's not going to be the oldest player. He's still going to be dangerous. And especially in this next game, there's a lot to be worried about. Chucky Lozano and Raul Jimenez. The fandom realm, you said this is the first time I've seen Salzburg just look like the top team in Austria. Their top 4 to 5 players are equal to better than Wolfsburg, but Wolfsburg is more solid 1 to 10. Yeah, you might even say like this is similar to how like an MLS team with good designated players could maybe like in spots 1 through 5 can be better than a Liga MX team, but overall the Liga MX team and their depth is always going to win out. Yes, if you're new here, I am not trying to be the coolest person in the room, even though I'm backwards hat cool Jake right now. We're talking about using encyclopedias and atlases, so I don't care. Sue me, why don't you? Three minutes left. Guys, if Chelsea can get out of here with 3 points, Pulisic getting 20 minutes, I mean, that's essentially as perfect as you can get from a USMNT perspective. John Brooks with an incredible game for Wolfsburg. Brendan Aaronson coming close on a few plays to get an assist. I mean, no production, as you would say, like no goals or assists from any of our Americans so far in these 2 games. But for the most part, you're just looking for them to get out healthy and be ready for this next window, and that's exactly what we are looking forward to. My Halloween costume is putting on sunglasses and a backwards hat to become cooler, Jake. I hate that you said this because we had a Halloween Quizzo game at work, and it was virtual. And I put on a bucket hat, I put on sunglasses, and I put on like a green screen beach. So I guess you could say my Halloween costume literally was me putting on sunglasses and a different hat to be cooler, Jake, than I am right now. So I hate that you're right. but I love that you're right also, Gavin. You all are, the beautiful thing about this is that you're all getting to know me. And usually, like, for my close friends and for people at work, for people that I talk to a lot, I don't hide anything. They will know all of these same things about me. But I'm also an introvert, whereas, like, if I can play video games and watch soccer for an entire day without leaving my house, that is like my zen. That is my perfect day. So I'm glad that all of you guys are just getting this very personal look into who I am and what my life is like. Yeah, Raul Jimenez is no Brian Ruiz. If we give him the ball on a breakaway with 20 yards of a go ahead, then Miles Robinson or Chris Richards or anyone is not catching up to Raul Jimenez. I'm wondering what you just said wow to. I'm waiting for something to happen. Bad miss for Pulisic. All right, I'll have to wait. I'll have to wait for my stream to catch up. I think he was off though, wasn't he? Oh no. Yeah, flag was up. He was off. Head in hands. But guys, I mean, it would have been nice for his confidence, but we're not talking about Josh Sargent here, okay? We're talking about someone that's playing his first 20 minutes in the last 2.5 months. So that doesn't worry me at all. If that's Josh Sargent and he misses that, then yeah, I'm worried. But Pulisic missing that, no big deal. No big deal from Pooley. Jake, great name, by the way, and thanks for hanging out. As Wolves fan and USMNT fan, I must say Jimenez is coming back into top form and also had an entire year off with no games played. Yeah, man. I think, right, 2 goals in the last 2 games for Jimenez. He's going to be a menace against us. If Chucky Lozano, Edson Alvarez, and Raul Jimenez are all healthy and playing against us, then yeah, it's going to be a really, really difficult game to get any type of result from Mexico. So guys, okay, pretty successful for the most part. First round of games, Aaronson and Brooks. Looks like they both went 90 in the game, had pretty good games for the most part. And Pulisic, in a perfect scenario, Chelsea is up 1-0, and Pulisic gets 20 minutes, gets out unscathed and healthy, ready for the weekend. So yeah, great to chat with everyone. Thank you all for sticking around, for asking your questions. I love being able to have these conversations and discussions with you guys. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure if you enjoyed the stream or want to watch breakdowns, reactions, podcasts of USMNT content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I will see what tomorrow brings, what the next week brings, but I will be back to talk about the roster when it comes out on Thursday. I'm looking to have Meg Swanick rejoin the channel to talk about the Mexico game and the magic of traveling. And then over the weekend, I think Owen Diana, who is a Liga MX and Mexican national team expert, will come to the channel as well to preview that game. So a lot of great stuff coming up. Guys, hope you have a great rest of your day, whether you took out your lunchtime to chat and watch us, whether it's, whether you're on dad duty or have a day off, or whether you're at work and watching this and getting paid to do that. Thank you so much, everyone. I will go enjoy my burrito. And yeah, enjoy it's 8 o'clock for me, so maybe 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock games for you guys. Enjoy those. And I'll see you next time. Bye.